Hello, and welcome to Next Gen Narratives. Narratives, the podcast where we explore the crossroads of global issues, cutting-edge tech, AI breakthroughs, and the dynamic world of Web3. I'm your host, Matt, and today we have a fascinating story that spans history, international diplomacy, and the digital frontier, all rolled into one intriguing narrative. Our journey today takes us back over a century when geopolitical chess moves shaped the destiny of entire nations. Picture this, the early 1900s when a small nation decided it was time for a change. In 1903, Panama chose to break away from Colombia, a move that was backed by the U.S. with its distinctive, and some might say forceful, big stick diplomacy. This wasn't just a fight for independence. It was a strategic maneuver intended to pave the way for one of history's most groundbreaking engineering feats, the Panama Canal. The canal isn't just an engineering marvel. It's a symbol of how global power can hinge on control over a critical trade route. This project didn't merely transform shipping and naval strategy. It set the stage for a new era of American interventionism. The U.S. quickly established itself as the world's go-to force for enforcing its will, a legacy that continues to shape international relations today. Fast forward to a pivotal period in the later 20th century. Under President Jimmy Carter in the late 1970s, the Panama Canal was returned to Panamanian control, a landmark handover that redefined national sovereignty. But history has a funny way of intertwining with politics. In recent years, a controversial political figure stirred the pot with criticisms of that very decision, making bold claims about external influences and a call for U.S. intervention that resonated far beyond diplomatic circles. This scenario, where the old meets the new, raises an important question. How do the echoes of history resonate in today's global politics? Our story doesn't end on the canal. Further north, take Colombia, for example. When faced with daunting economic challenges, Colombia found itself pressured by the threat of tariffs and sanctions, a modern twist on the traditional power plays we've seen time and time again. But what does all this mean for today's global stage? Let's widen the lens. Smaller nations across Latin America continue to navigate a complex web of alliances, legacies, and external pressures. Many of these countries are now rethinking their alliances, reaching out to other global powers like China to build a counterbalance to long-established U.S. influence. Imagine, too, that piece of modern magic right at your local airport. Think of Miami International Airport on Valentine's Day, where millions of delicate flowers stream in from Ecuador and Colombia. What seems like a simple celebration of love and beauty also whispers the story of international trade, diplomacy, and subtle economic influence. It's a reminder that even in our everyday moments, politics and global connections are alive and well. Now, here at Next Gen Narratives, we believe that understanding these historical twists is essential, not just for grasping where we've been, but for charting where we're headed. From the era of big stick diplomacy to today's high-tech geopolitical maneuvers in AI and Web3, the challenges and triumphs of the past are woven into every conversation about our future. Before we wrap up today's episode, let's take a moment to reflect on a simple but powerful idea. While the mighty may cast long shadows, history has shown us that even the smallest nations and the most innovative thinkers can shake up the global status quo. Whether it's through strategic handovers of global infrastructure, defiant political rhetoric, or the creative reshaping of digital economies, the struggle for balance of power is as vibrant and unpredictable as ever. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and tech on Next Gen Narratives. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating interplay of history, diplomacy, and the ever-evolving global stage. If you're excited for more stories where yesterday's legacy meets tomorrow's technology, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your fellow curious minds. Until next time, I'm Matt on Next Gen Narratives. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and always stay tuned for the next great story.